Hi Pidgey friends. This is a good question and one I felt was warranted of a video. So I do know that in certain countries especially people will catch feral pigeons. I also know that some people will catch them and then sell them on to unsuspecting people as breeding birds or whatever. And it is also true that most of these birds will have at one point or another been somebody's pet, if you will, because at the end of the day, pigeons are domesticated. And a lot of the birds we see in the city centres are birds that have got lost and then basically just ended up congregating with the nearest group that they find. However, there is risks to this, which is firstly, you don't know the history of that bird. You don't know if it's got anything wrong with it. It won't have been receiving medication and so on and so forth. So the chances are it's most likely going to have some kind of ailment that you'd be taking on. And then the other problem is that bird is now used to living out in the wild, so to speak, and then you'd be taking that bird and trying to put it back into captivity, which may not go down well. And the first chance it gets, that bird is going to do one. So what's your options? I would always advocate taking in birds, and any animal for that matter, that needs a home over pedigrees and so on and so forth. So if you want a bird as a pet or one that you can keep in the house, the first thing I would do is look at your local rescue centres and see if there are any pigeons that need long-term loving homes that are not fit for release because whatever. They often will be now acclimatised to being around people, they will be used to being in captivity, and they will make ideal pets. However, if you actually want birds that you can build a kit, which is a flock of birds, to fly, then I would recommend you look for some local breeders and start from there, basically. You could ask them to spend time with the babies and handle them and so on and so forth. You may have to pay for that luxury because you'd be paying them to basically do something that not a lot of breeders are going to do, because most breeders are in it for profit, which means just keep turfing out birds and selling them. So a lot of them won't spend the time actually interacting with the babies and handling them unless you're prepared to pay for that. Some, like myself, will probably do it automatically. So nearly all the birds I sell have been interacted with and handled, but I'm not in it for profit. I don't breed for profit. So there's a difference there. So yeah, I hope that helps. I would recommend rescuing and adopting wherever possible, or going down the route of finding somebody fairly localish to yourself that is breeding birds that could possibly help you that way.